Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on another video. Today we're going to be closing out the September week 4 budget. September is a wrap. I'm excited to share my overall monthly budget closeout with you guys. So that'll be the video after this one. But I just wanted to go ahead and do a recap for the week since I've been doing it all month to end out the month, and then probably Tuesday or Wednesday of next week we'll do the monthly budget closeout. So let's go ahead and get into it. This was a pay week for Brian and I. So I put $1,614 in our joint account, and Brian put in $2,200. We got groceries from Walmart for $159.01. We paid our solar panel bill for $225.19. We tithed $50. We sent another $100 to our Navy Federal card. And we paid our mortgage for $1,840. We went to the Dollar General and got some snacks for $24.29. Brian got gas in his truck for $55. I got gas in my van for $50.88. We transferred $1,270 to our sinking funds. Brian put in another $100 from a banking bonus he got. I sold some eggs for $3, and we paid $10 towards one of our medical bills, like a pediatrician bill that we have. We paid $25 towards that big $3,000 hospital bill that we have. Sold some more eggies for $5. We earned 14 cents worth of interest on our checking account. And then I have $766 unbudgeted as a discrepancy because when I wasn't making any transactions and nothing was coming out of our bank account, there was a difference of $7.66, and I couldn't find anywhere what that $7.66 was for. So I had to take it out of my paper budget, my app budget, to make it match my bank account. So I'm not sure what happened, why, who, what, when, where, how, why, but it did. So $766, I just put it in the unbudgeted category, and that leaves us with $1,007.73. We usually always roll over $1,000 for our buffer, but we have an extra $7.73 that we're rolling over also, just because I'd already kind of gotten it down to zero, and then I got some money from egg sales, and then the interest came in our account too. So I was just kind of like, I'm just going to leave it and roll it over. I don't feel like going back and paying $5 on a bill at this moment. So we'll do all the good things with it in October. All right, if you guys haven't noticed, I cut my pages out of my book and put them in my happy planner, which was quite the task, trying to get as close to the binding of the book that these pages came out of so that I had enough room to put them on the paper cutter and cut a straight line, and then also hole punch them. So I did okay for these pages, but there's some in October that are really cut off pretty bad. So I need to stop trying to cut so many pages at one time. I'm being impatient. So, but yeah, I moved it over to my happy planner. It was getting hard to write up against the binding of that binded book. So let's go ahead and do the paycheck closeout. All right, so Brian brought in, I need to change this because at first I thought the whole $2,300 was his paycheck, and then he told me that it was $2,200 for his paycheck and then $100 for a banking bonus. So I want to make sure that I differentiate that so we can count our side hustle money. Oh, not $100 in egg sales. Heavens to Betsy. 100 for banking bonus. Okay, and then this week for egg sales, what did I say? We had 3 and 5, so $8 worth of egg sales, and then 14 cents worth of interest. should have just kept it out. Interest, 14 cents. Don't know where my calculator is. Pause. Okay, it's not my calculator, but it's a calculator. All right, so let's go ahead and add all of this up. 2200 plus 1614 plus 90262 plus 8 plus 100 plus 14 cents. It's $4,824.76 for the week. Solar panels came out at $225.19, tithe $50, mortgage $18.40. Our Navy Federal / Avon card $100, and then we're gonna put the medical bills on here. So we sent $35. Medical bills. And I think that's it for the bills. So $225.19 plus 50 plus 1840 plus 100 plus 35 equals. So this is a total of $2,250.19. All right, so for groceries, we're at $159.01 plus $24.29, $183.30. For cars, 55 and 50, 88. So it was 105.88. I had to get gas like in town on Monday. I was off, and I went to Hobby Lobby and Michael's, and I had like no gas, so I had to stop at like the regular gas station and get gas. It was $3.17. I was so mad. Kids, we didn't spend anything on kids. We didn't eat out. No clothes. Nothing for home or homestead. Nothing for medical and unbudgeted. I'm going to put that $7.66 here. I think initially I was thinking that I would pay the medical bill out of the variable expenses, but it's a bill, so it just needs to go over here with the bills. $296.84. Okay, and then this is a breakdown of how our sinking funds went. Okay, guys, I had to like cut into the video here because I completely forgot that I wanted to show you guys my prop money. So if you've been here for any amount of time, you guys know that I stuff my sinking funds with prop money, not actual cash. We use Ally High Yield Savings Account to keep our money and grow interest. So if you're looking for a high yield savings account, I have my referral link in the description box for Ally. You can check it out. I think they just lowered their APY to like 3.4. It was 3.5, but that's to be expected as the interest rates come down. So is the interest that we're earning on our high yield savings accounts. But anyway, so I'm running out of prop money. I have a million ones, but like the bigger bills, I'm completely running out of. And I saw somebody, I can't remember what her name is, but I saw somebody have some prop money that looked pretty real, but instead of presidents on it, she had pictures of a dog, like a corgi, and it was so cute. And I told her, oh my gosh, I love your prop money. And I was like, maybe I can make my own prop money on Canva. So that's what I did. So I'm going to show you guys the prop money that I made on Canva really quick. Okay. So here is the $10 bill that I made. This is Bryson, and this is his T-Rex. I think it's a Blox fruit, if I'm not mistaken. So if your kids are into Blox fruit, that's what that is. It's a Blox fruit T-Rex. I had a super cute picture of Bryson that I wanted to use for this $10 bill, but he did not approve. He didn't want that. He asked me specifically to take this picture to use for his prop bill. So that's what it is. This is our new $10 bill. Here's the 20, the same day that I filmed my budget with me for October. I made this because this is the same picture that you guys see on the thumbnail of my video. So this is me on the $20 bill. Super cute, right? Here's the 50, Mr. Carter. Look at the Riz. Isn't it cute? He's super cute. Oh my gosh. So this was the first bill that I did when I was like, oh, I want to try and make my own money. So it was really hard. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever tried to print fake money, but there's all these stipulations that it can only be one-sided, and it has to be a certain size. It can't be the same exact size as real money. So if you try to print fake money and it's not to the stipulations that they require, like, it just won't print, and it'll direct you to a website that tells you what you need to do to get your money to print according to like government guidelines. So one of those things was making it obvious that it was fake. So I had to put on the bill like, this money is fake, even though I don't know who would pick this up and think that's a good looking president right there. Let me cash this in for something, you know? So it was tricky to do, but I was excited when I finally got it done. Up next is the $100 bill. Here's Caleb. He put a little bit of like a filter on it to help it match the $100 bill better. Super cute. And then we didn't want to go smaller than a 10 because I have all of these ones. So anything that needs, you know, a ones denomination or 5, we're going to use the ones for. But I did need something for like bigger, like when you have $500, 500 plus, without having 5 $100 bills. So we have the master bill here of Brian with the $500 note for the prop money. Super cute, right? I'm so excited with the way they turned out. I'm so happy to have my family's pictures on our prop money. It was so fun to do. Caleb helped me out with it. He had a good time helping me create these. So we found the designs for them in Canva and just added text to the edges and threw our pictures in there and used the magic eraser to get rid of the original presidents that were on there and put in our own pictures. So let me know what you guys think of it down in the comments below. All right, back to your regularly scheduled video. We were planning to put 25, but we actually put in 100. That's for Christmas. For the variable fund, we were planning on putting in 150, and that's what we did. We didn't put anything in subscriptions as planned. For vacation, we were planning 174, but we put in 270. For car insurance, we put 250 as planned. Property taxes, 125 as planned. Income taxes, 25 as planned. Month ahead, 25 as planned. The project fund, we were planning 200, but we put 300. And the emergency fund, we were planning 25. We put 25, and then our buffer started at $1,000. So we want to make sure we pull out $1,000 for it. And that's what we did. So all of these should add up to $1,270. They do. Well, minus the $1,000 buffer. So let's just put $1,270. No, I guess $2,270. I don't know. Since it's the end of the month, the $1,000 is rolling over because it's the end of the month. So it's money that we will use to give us a head start for October because we don't get paid on October 3rd. So the $1,000 just helps us pay any bills we have between the end of one month and the first payday of the next month. So, you know, if you're paid bi-weekly, you know, that could be like one of the first few days of the month. That could be like the 13th or 14th of the month. However many days it is, that's what that $1,000 is for. So once we do get paid, I subtract that $1,000 out to make sure we always have it. So we are spending the $1,000, but as long as we're getting paid, we'll always have the $1,000. I don't ever try and spend any of the buffer and keep it, you know, below $1,000. It's $1,000. It needs to stay $1,000. This buffer that we have actually came from our emergency fund. I think it was Kathy Cronson Family Fi, I believe is her channel name. And she commented on my video one time, and it gave me the idea to use my emergency fund as our buffer. So this $1,000 is one of the $2,000 that is in our emergency fund. And we just have it here working for us at the beginning of the month to help us get from one month to the next month before we get paid. All right, so if we did it right, we should have 773 left. So let's check it out. 48, 24, 76, minus 22, 50, 19, minus 296, 84, minus 22, 70, leaves 773. So that's great. The math. So we're going to roll over $1,007.73 to start off the month of October. That's going to do it for this weekly check-in and budget closeout. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up, and stay tuned for my month of September closeout so you can see how much we brought in overall, all the debt payoff we did, all the savings that we did, any, shenanigans that happened during the month. We'll go through that then, and I will see you there. Have a great one. Bye.